Welcome to a new episode of Geektopia, and this is Geek Squad, where we get some of our friends together. In fact, anybody can join. Just leave a message below, and we discuss something, a movie, a TV show, whatever it might be. We've done Bling Empire, sadly. We've done Bridgerton, which is the worst thing I've ever seen. Lupin, which was pretty good. Not saying that because it was my choice, but I think everybody can generally agree. It was pretty nifty. So this week, one of the guests on the screen, his name is Aaron, decided that we should all watch White Tiger. So Aaron's here. We got the Jantan Collective name, which is actually Chief Jantan. We got Hadis, Levy, and also Puppy Zach. And first and foremost, I know Aaron liked it because he asked us all to watch it. I'm going to get Puppy's take. Did you like The White Tiger, based on a book which came out about a decade ago?
Yeah, I liked it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Slumdog Millionaire.
See, it's not supposed to be Slumdog Millionaire. That's the point.
No. But the thing is, I enjoyed that better. I mean, it was kind of the same genre about, a poor boy growing up and then, fighting the system. And then, yeah. I just like, I preferred Slumdog, but I enjoyed White Tiger a lot more than I enjoyed Bridgerton.
Okay. No, that one I would completely agree with you. And I like how everybody is wearing white except me, although my shirt does have white on it. But LeVar Burton, what about you? What do you make of The White Tiger?
I think it was just okay. It wasn't like something that I will watch again. I feel like it was too draggy at some point of the movie. I think it could have cut down to like an hour and a half. There were some scenes that were just unnecessary. But that was just my opinion. Like, I will agree with Papi. It's something like Slumdog Millionaire. And also, I don't know whether everyone agrees, but it's also like Parasite, with the rich and the poor side. So this is like the India take of it.
I also agree because when I watched it, even like certain camera angles and all, it really reminds me of Parasite movie. Yep. Especially when like Balram is like looking at the Pinky and Ashok from the window, like, that they are above even the tall buildings when he's counting like how many, like, which floor they are on. So it's a lot like how the transition from Parasite is when they are like raining and they were going down and down and down to reach their house. So it's like a lot like similarity between these two films, but I would say I expected a bit more from the film when I watched the trailer and then I watched the movie. I was expecting more.
What about the cinema file? What about Chief Jantan? You're being very stoic there, just listening to everybody and shaking your head.
No,
I want to know what's going through your mind.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's enjoyable, I guess. But I agree with Levy. It was a bit draggy. I didn't expect it to take so long for him to get to be the entrepreneur part of him. Like, that's only like the end of the movie. The whole part was just about him being
getting
like
there.
the worker and being poor and all that kind of stuff. I like how they started the show off with Beware of the Boys. The song is so Hollywood. It's so
Punjabi MC.
Stereotypical Hollywood. They had to start off with that song. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it was okay, I guess. It was an enjoyable, just 2 hours. But I agree. I'm not going to watch it again.
Okay. Aaron, so tell me why you asked all of us to actually watch the movie. What drew you to this film?
Okay, first thing, I've never watched The Parasite.
Okay.
Yeah, and I haven't watched it yet. So I think I was just scrolling through a lot of movie trailers. Then it just popped up, and I find it really interesting for a kid. The slums of the India, Nepal. Like you're being like the lowest tier of life, and then how you work your way up. The struggle being a slave. It's just not easy. It's terrible being a slave. And he doesn't know anything about computers, internet, everything. So I find it interesting for me. Maybe because I've never watched The Parasite, so I can't compare it. But yeah, I do agree with Lavi. It's a bit draggy, but it's interesting, and you can take away from like even you're at the worst possible condition in life, you can actually, if you make the right decision, not like how Baram did it, not like how he killed someone, but you take the good parts of it. Anyone can get out in a tough situation.
True.
I take it. Yeah.
The reason why I found it interesting with Zach would compare to Slumdog Millionaire is one reason why I wanted to watch it in the first place. The reason it caught my eye is not because it was made from a famous book, which came out the same year as Slumdog Millionaire, or thereabouts. It's because the reviews were comparing it as a more dark take response to Slumdog Millionaire, which is quite a happy film. They dance at the end of the movie. Remember that? I should have rewatched Slumdog Millionaire, I think. I should have rewatched it. But this is what I can remember from watching the film. And it was all about luck. And it was about winning the cash prize on Who Wants to Be the Millionaire. Did you catch the line in the movie where he references it?
Yeah,
where
Balram, yeah,
that, for me, it was like a direct retaliation to Slumdog Millionaire. This isn't like a game show where you can win 1 million rupees. It was something like that. And I was like, okay. And I like darker things. I'm just drawn generally to darker movies that make you think a little bit more, not to say evil, but even the start of the movie where he's writing his letter to the Chinese premier and he says, entrepreneurs have to be crooked and all of that. It's like, okay, I get it. This is the antithesis. This is the complete opposite.
Yeah, but he's writing to the Chinese premier and telling him that I killed someone.
I mean, but,
I want to meet you.
But actually, in the book, it's like a letter that he's writing, but he never sends. But like portraying it as an email is something also like questionable, like because like you're already giving it away. But I think the beginning scene like gave away a bit, because like if you watch Parasite, right, or not, you are waiting to see what happens. But this one, you have no interest of knowing what happens because you know he's still alive, he's all good, everything's went well with him, and now he's the entrepreneur. So it's like at the end for me was like I already know what's happening at the end, like, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still interesting to see the journey for him to get there, right?
Yeah, the journey is interesting, but like
you already know the ending.
Yeah, it's a bit take away from the ending that you want to know the twist. Is there any twist or what happens, you know?
I like movies where you see a person transform. Maybe not physically, like some actors, you think of Tom Hanks in Castaway. In Castaway, they paused filming, I think, for like 6 months. I can't remember which way around it was. He either lost weight or he put on weight. Because when he was on the island...
No, they started off have a skinny him
Tom
first.
Hanks.
And then,
okay, yeah. So it was that way around. There's a physical transformation sometimes you see in a film, which is like amazing. But sometimes you see a transformation happening, the personality, and how the actor decides to convey it. And the actor who played Balram is like, if you remember how he was when you first see him in the village, not as a little kid, but himself, the same actor playing as more of an adult, and he comes out. And he's got like a Mr. Bean sort of vibe, like standing around there. But then you compare him to how he is at the end with his long hair and his puppy Zach-esque Misai.
And his belly.
and his belly. The belly has grown. You can see the difference. You can see, I thought he acted very well. I think the acting overall was really good.
Yeah, the acting is really, really good.
My acting has been limited in terms of experience, but what does Zach think? Because I know you've acted in a few things. You are Mr. Potato. You're playing a Mexican man. Come on.
Well, yeah, I was trying. You could see the changes, but I wasn't as invested in him as the character. You know, like I understand why he's going through it. I understand he's got ambitions. The whole confession bit was just like, yeah, I was wondering, like, why would you write to a Chinese premier? Do you expect them to, like, you know, come out and say, hey, Balram, let's do business
after you kill somebody?
Yeah, I think Balram wasn't a strong enough character for me. I would like to have known more about the history of the Ashok's family. You know, their terror over the. I think they focused a little. They were a little scattered. I mean, they had the drama with the grandmother. He had the drama with the village being overrun by these guys, and then they had the political drama. I think that was sort of like a okay catalyst, but it just felt like I didn't get to know the characters very well.
Good point. Really good point. Priyanka Chopra's character as well, Pinky. Yeah,
but she's just eye candy, I think.
I watched a lot of Bollywood films. I have seen Priyanka Chopra in from many years ago until now, and I feel this was her worst acting.
Ooh. Really?
Yes. Ooh. I mean,
I've never watched a movie, but yeah, I will agree.
If you watch, for example, her The Sky is Pink is on Netflix. Last year came out. The Sky is Pink. Watch like the way she acts, and in this film, I feel she was just not performing as how she is as a brilliant actor. But like this one was like really like was for me was her worst acting.
Okay, we're gonna clip that to use for our little trailer.
Ooh.
Hi,
clip
Mr.
that.
Cut,
Ooh.
Mr. Editor. That's the bit right there. This is Priyanka Chopra's worst acting because I haven't seen it in much. I'll confess I don't watch many Bollywood films. The only thing I can remember seeing her in extensively was Quantico season 1, where she was
you
trying to break it in America.
If you watch her Bollywood films, it's like it's a lot. Like it's like she brings out the best of the character. Like you really cry with the character. You really like she really has a strong acting point. But this one was like.
Maybe
there's a
it's
huge
the
difference.
maybe it's the genre that she's acting in.
Yeah, I was
but
just thinking
that's
that.
why
Yeah.
I mentioned if you compare it to The Sky is Pink, because it's the same similar like genre, like it's the same modern, same setting, so if you even compare it with that one, you will see like there's a difference in the acting.
What about Ashok, her husband? He's a famous actor as well, right?
He's also a famous actor in Bollywood, and if you watch his films, he's mostly is a negative role. He's always the bad
The
guy.
bad guy.
He's always the negative. Like he always plays that negative role. Yeah.
Interesting.
But this one was good that he finally is not that negative.
It's a different face.
Yeah.
What about the mongoose?
I looked him up. He's done some films.
Oh,
I didn't watch him. Actually, I think it was first time I noticed him in the.
I looked him up. He's not like a big name or anything, but he has done some films, so he has got prior acting experience. Even the actor who plays Balaram has got a little bit of experience. He's 26 now. I guess he would have been around 24 when the film was shot.
yeah.
He's actually trying to be a singer as well, and apparently he's got a semi-successful
so
singing
that's why
career.
they had that singing bit inside.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was terrible. Stick to acting.
Stick to acting.
acting. Okay, I think we've kind of discussed everything to do with the movie. Anything else you want to bring up? Anything else caught your eye, gents?
I think
Ladies?
one thing that the movie does highlight is like the fact that everyone has a breaking point, right? So Baram has his breaking point where he's like, you know what? I've had enough of these masters. I'm done. I'm gonna make my own way. I'm gonna take this money. I'm gonna do it. All this while they're like, oh no. The money is there. It's my master's money. I'm not gonna even touch it, right? But then this comes to a breaking point where he's like, enough is enough. That's it. So I mean, it's good to see that everyone has a breaking point. So that's one thing we can learn about this.
And I think the saddest part for me is Baram kept going back to Ashok, despite his treatment, whatever. And then even the biggest betrayal that he felt when he had to sign that confession letter, he still kept being there for him, and I was just like, oh, come on, guy, just take the money already.
He hit his breaking point, which is absolutely true. And I think that was when he was fully betrayed by the family, by all those around him that he cared so much for, the way he views them as a mother and a father, the way he was able to connive his way to get to Delhi in the first place by snitching out on the other driver. But I think he was only put in that position because everything had been taken away from him.
Yeah.
Everything. He wanted an education. He wasn't able to get it. Why? Because of his father being unable to pay these exorbitantly high fees to the landowner. So he was forced to work in the family, and he's never known anything outside that village. And then he gets his opportunity and he takes it and he becomes a driver. And then he realizes this is not the life. I'm still a servant. Even if I'm back in the village, I'll still be a servant. And I'm here, I'm still a servant. So what do I do? How do I get out of this, of being in the coop? And
System.
the sacrifice he made was the death of Ashok, and probably the death of his family, which I'm surprised none of you brought up.
Yeah,
Nobody actually know, right?
The newspaper that he reads, the 17 deaths in a family.
Might be his family.
Might be.
So then that's what he looks at, the birds and all flying away. So it's like the representation of like his family might been killed already.
And in the book, I think he says he's come to terms with the fact that his family are most likely killed.
But the thing is, that's also part of the breaking point, right? It's not just about him being betrayed by the Ashok's family, but he's also betrayed by his own family who came and said, you either have to give us money or you have to marry this girl.
Yeah, but that's only his grandmother, though.
Grandmother.
Yeah, but that's also his break, because he had a fight with his brother.
No, that is definitely a breaking point. But it's his grandmother, and if anything, his brother.
That's when
but
it's like, okay, I'm done with the family.
There's like 17 other members of that family, I think, and they would have all died.
Big family.
So I don't think he had an argument of all of them, but they all died. Basically, that little village would have all just been killed off by Ashok's family, and he's willing to sacrifice them.
That's when you know that his humanity is gone. Like he doesn't care anymore. That's why he's capable of killing Ashok and capable of killing his whole family.
Oh, is that why they put that scene where he just drops his pants in front of that homeless guy and then starts laughing? Was that it?
Scene about?
I was gonna ask you guys. I mean, that was my question. It's like, what is your interpretation of him and that guy in that moment?
Losing his mind, hitting his breaking point.
Yeah, I think he was in the transformation of like not giving an F anymore about anything.
He's done. He's just done.
Before we sign out, we do need just a very, very quick rating. So in order of everything on my screen, Hadis, what do you reckon? Out of 10, how many Adam's apples do you give it?
6.5.
6.5. LeVar Burton, Levy?
6.
6. 1, half an apple below Hadis. Papi Zach?
Yeah, I'm gonna go make it a devil's number, the 6.
Ooh, so it's got 6.66. What about you, Aaron?
8 for me.
8?
I liked it.
Well, you decided that we should watch it, so I'm not surprised. Chief Jantan?
Actually, I'm gonna give it a 6 too, man.
6. I'm gonna go a bit higher. I'm gonna give 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you like dark stuff.
I do like the Dark Knight. Just like the Dark Knight. Okay, gents and ladies, thank you very much. Geektopia, the Geek Squad. If there's anything you think we should be watching, if we need to put our eyeballs on it to review, make sure you leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe as always. And hey, if you want to be part of the show, like I just asked Zach, please let us know. We want to know what's going through your mind when you're watching a show, and you can leave your hot take on it as well. Thanks again, Aaron, Chief Jantan, Hadis the Gaddis, LeVar Burton, and Papi Zach. Same time, same place next week on the same bat channel. Bye.